What's up, everybody? It's bright and early. We've all done our DDP yoga, and it's time for Aftermath Digital right here on the YouTubes. And with Caroline away on double secret assignment, we've got Kevin Mickey from Sportsnet.ca with us this week. Kevin, how's it going?
Good, guys. Happy to be here. Happy to chime in on some WWE action. Let's get to it.
Yeah, we've had a lot of action this week, what with Night of Champions and a whole lot of television going on. So, Kevin, since you're here, let's hear it. What is your win? Let's go for our wins this week. Kevin, your big win this week.
Oh, boy, what a win it was. And it kicked off what really was a winning night for me, and that was the triple threat ladder match to kick off Clash of Champions. And our let's, as Sammy would say, and still Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. How about Montreal, Quebec's finest, Sami Zayn still being your Intercontinental Champion, or being the new Intercontinental Champion, whatever you want to have? How about that match kicking off Clash of Champions? That was absolutely outstanding. You got your typical Jeff Hardy, incredible swanton bomb off the ladder, going through another ladder. AJ Styles looking like still one of the best sports entertainers on the planet. And then you also have Sami Zayn, Canada's finest. Some great CanCon there for you folks. Sami Zayn, still the champion, and still just being so swarmy in his championness too. I think that Sami being the Intercontinental Champion is a huge win for WWE and for Canada as well.
No, I totally agree. I thought that match kicking off the you have to kick off a pay-per-view right. And you want people invested and buying in. And that match was the perfect choice for last Sunday night. And not only that, you talk about some of the big moves that were going on and Jeff Hardy doing the swanton off the ladder. It wasn't one after the other and trying to do car crash television and stuff like that. Everything done in the match meant something. Everybody registered. The story being told through the match. I'm a big on the storytelling stuff. So the story being told through the match was phenomenal. I thought, great way to kick off the pay-per-view. Bravo to all the guys. And yeah, I got to be a little biased. I'm Canadian. So, hey, way to go, Sammy.
Yeah, I think we're all a little biased when it comes to Sami Zayn. He's just, he's been off, and then the whole COVID can't come into the country thing, and he's still evolving and developing and coming into his own. I don't think we've seen the best Sami Zayn yet, and that says a lot because he's pretty darn good already. I did the watch-along thing with WWE during this match, and I was trying to engage with the people on the screen, but there's so much awesome action in the ring. I often found myself kind of just drifting off and watching that little screen of action. Awesome match. Way to kick it off. Of course, the IC title means a lot to me, and I like to see it well represented.
I honestly think the biggest controversy out of this is whether or not Sami Zayn counts this as a second title run. Like, you know, people say how many times you've won the Intercontinental title.
Oh, yeah.
Is this Sami's just once, or is this twice? Is there an asterisk? That match has my win in it, too, which is that Sami Zayn used a lot of creativity to win this match with a couple pairs of handcuffs. So I have to go to the stats, and I've looked up some stats, guys. Did you know that in 1994, the WWE had one ladder match, and in 2019, last year, WWE had 9 ladder matches, and this year so far, they've had 8. So we have seen a lot of ladder matches, and it's rare that we get to see anything different or creative or surprising in a ladder match, and we finally saw something different. Handcuffing Jeff Hardy by his earlobe is a great way to lock down a high flyer, and then handcuffing AJ Styles to the ladder is a great way to lock down AJ. You can't climb it if you're stuck on the bottom rung. So kudos to Sami Zayn for doing something creative.
The smartest guy in the room is Sami Zayn, and he's also the champion now. So that proves that he says he's the smartest guy. He is the smartest guy. And how about just right at the end of the match, lays the key on top of the ladder, AJ reaches for it, and Sami just, there it goes, bye-bye. Love it.
And really quickly, how many of you guys out there expected almost Jeff Hardy? I know it was through his earlobe, but almost half expected him to rip his earlobe open to go up there.
God, it was actually pretty gross. It was like those Saw movies. Like, is he going to sacrifice his earlobe for the title?
Cringing.
And then I was thinking it'd be pretty cool if you carried the ladder, because it was a smaller ladder, but up the other ladder. But just the potential for danger was just, God, man. Yeah, because if you fall, you got to make sure that ladder is stuck to your head.
We've seen Jeff's earlobe used. I think it was Randy Orton put a screwdriver through it and started twisting. And that's when someone else could tear Jeff Hardy's earlobe off. But in this situation, Jeff would have had to choose to do it to himself. And I think that's even more maniacal. So kudos to Sami Zayn. Moving on, Jimmy, you've got a big win from Clash of Champions.
Oh, yeah. The main event, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. I didn't know what to expect. You know, you sometimes go into a match and you think you know the outcome before it happens. These guys achieve, for lack of a better term. I don't want to even use that term, overachieve. I thought it was going to be a good match, but they blew it out of the water. Again, going back to the storytelling throughout the match and some of the interactions between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso and him talking to him throughout the match, telling him, call me tribal chief, you know, say it, do it. And the little things like grabbing his head and putting it towards the camera and saying, tell the people that I am the tribe. You know, just the entire match was, from an in-ring standpoint, excellent. They told a great story. There were times where they even had me, and I thought to myself, hey, maybe Jey Uso has it in him. You know what I mean? And that's the challenging part too, as well. But overall, kudos to everyone involved, from the referee, Charles Robinson, just the little facial expressions that he did during the match, Paul Heyman on the outside. Kudos to everybody. I thought the match was blow away.
Yeah, it's actually, I guess that's part of my win as well, so I can say it. When Jimmy came running down at the end and the whole throw in the towel, Rocky IV, don't throw it in, let him kill me. Honest to God, I was laying down watching the pay-per-view, and I sat up at this point. I'm like, oh my, it was just, I was so captivated. There's been nothing that good in wrestling for a long time in terms of the intricate storytelling. And because everyone knows there's real relationship background. I mean, this week, it's like they went through their old photo albums at home and all the pictures of them growing up. So that's real. And the strikes Roman was giving Jey on the ground, you know, I'm also a coach and you know, I like the technical component. How were they did not look like working shots. I'm like, he is caving in this guy's head. I'm looking at the impact of every blow, and it was devastating. It was just so good. It was that is as real as it gets.
Yeah, and adding to your point, I mean, the fact that they used all those home movies, and then they also had the testimonials from Afa and Sika and Rikishi, it adds to the credence that this thing means so much to both Jey Uso and to Roman Reigns. And I absolutely love the fact that Jimmy didn't get involved until extremely late in the match. He wasn't around ringside, walking around, trying to hype him up and teasing the towel throw the whole time. I was actually wondering if he was going to come out at all. Lo and behold, there he is at the end, and what a perfect moment for it, too, with Jey just begging him, don't throw that towel in, and then Jimmy finally being the one who says, all right, you're the chief, you're the chief. It's like, is that what you wanted? You're the chief. It was, like you guys said, just spectacular storytelling on multiple levels, really made, I think, every wrestling fan feel something.
And not only that, but the guy that was at ringside the whole time, Paul Heyman, really added to this match for me because all Roman wanted was to be acknowledged as the tribal chief, and it was going too far. You could see everybody was feeling awkward, and everybody was like, ooh, this is too much. And then Heyman pipes up and goes, you're the tribal chief. You're my tribal chief. Roman turns and says, I don't want to hear it from you. I want to hear it from him. And you could feel like even Heyman thought it might be going too far. Heyman has worked with Brock Lesnar, who is an unstoppable beast, and Heyman looked afraid of Roman Reigns. And that should tell you a lot about the new Roman Reigns.
Speaking of the new Roman Reigns, how well has he grown into this villainous, evil incarnation of himself? He looks great, man, and he fits. And you look at those facial expressions. We talked about facial expressions earlier. Just look at it. Kind of reminds me of my dad when my dad would give me that look, and you're terrified.
Your dad was ripped like Roman Reigns?
He might as well have been.
I thought that Roman he also really grew into his teeth. Sorry.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's a tough to cap to you, my friend.
The caliber of God, you know, I mean, it's obviously entertainment. So I mean, the quality of the performance, let's call it that, with everybody, with everybody involved was absolute top notch. It was incredible. I can't think of a movie that even extracted that much emotion from me in a very long time.
It was a lot of emotion, and we've got a lot of emotion too about what happened this week because we've got fails coming up. Also, we've got a preview of NXT TakeOver. Lots of stuff on YouTube this week, so be back to check us out. Thanks so much, Kevin, for joining us, and for Jimmy and for Anthony. I'm Nug. We'll see you back here on Aftermath Digital on the YouTubes.